Hey everyone, this is Leisha with Cooking Without Measure. How are you today on this glorious day that the Lord has made? I have truly been rejoicing and glad in it. I'm just been so grateful. Today is actually Tuesday. I didn't get a chance to do my video yesterday. We had a community spa day at our outreach ministry for the women around our ministry in the community, and it was a beautiful, glorious day to see the women get their hair done, getting facials, getting manicures. It was just beautiful. And to see the women afterwards, how they felt about themselves, and their hair was gorgeous. Everyone's style was different. The beautician, she trimmed their ends and even up, and I mean, these women, it was professionally done. They looked like they just walked out of the hair salon. It was actually at our ministry, and it was just a beautiful thing. And the facials, these women, when they got their facials done, they actually, their skin was glowing. It was beautiful just to see it. It was just so beautiful. And even their nails, the colors that the manicures had, they were some beautiful, unique colors, and they had different colors on their nails. It was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful event. And it was just a blessing to everyone that participated in it, everyone that served in it, and it was just a blessing. So I didn't get a chance to do the video yesterday because I was so tired. I mean, literally tired. And not to say I'm not tired today, because today was our food distribution and Bible study today. So we was passing out food today, and individuals came in for Bible study. So once again, we was out in the community, serving in the community. So today, I'm just gonna make a really simple pasta dish. I already got the pasta done, and I'll just show you the ingredients. I'm getting ready to make the pasta sauce. It's really simple. I stopped buying jar sauces and start just making my own. I use different things to make it, but today I'm using some peeled tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, crushed peeled tomatoes. This is just a Kroger brand. It's a 28-ounce can. You can use as much as you want. I'm also gonna add some oregano. I love parsley, so I'm okay. I know this is not fresh, but I'm working what I got, okay? So I'm using some parsley flakes. I got this is crushed red pepper. I love this little jar. This is like one of my favorite little things. It's a magnet too, so it just sticks to my spice rack. And of course, most of you know my favorite, onions and garlic. Love garlic, love onions, and I got some fresh basil that I'm gonna toss in there. Also, I love mushrooms, and I'm so glad I can make this sauce the way I want to, because my daughter, she was over here Sunday, and she doesn't like mushrooms, so today I'm happy because I can add mushrooms to mine. But while this oil is heating up, once again, I'm using olive oil. I love using olive oil, but once again, with olive oil, you have to be careful because you can't cook it on a high heat. So I'm gonna put it on like a medium heat. But this is what I'm excited about. I'm using earth-grown vegan, all these brand, Italian meatless meatballs. I'm excited about it. And these are vegan meatballs with soy protein, onion, garlic, basil, and herbs. So I've already cooked the meatballs. I'll show you what they look like. It only took like 10 minutes to cook them in the oven. This is just some plain meatballs. I'm gonna toss them with the pasta, with the sauce, and put some cheese on top. Of course, the cheese is vegan. Once again, all these brand. This cheese is the bomb. I made a pizza out of it, and the pizza was awesome. So anyway, let's get started with the sauce. Let me open up the can of crushed tomatoes, so that it'll be ready to pour in here once I start sauteing getting the vegetables sauteed. And I'm using just garlic, onion, and mushrooms. So the oil is hot enough I can smell it. So let me get started with the garlic. Ouch, that wasn't cute. All right. I love the smell of fresh garlic. I love chopping it up. I love the smell of it. I love onions. Onions, this is my base for literally everything. And I'm just gonna stir it real quick. I want the garlic to get like start smelling the aroma of the garlic, and then I'm gonna add the onions, and then continue sauteing. Then I'm gonna add the mushrooms. Rule of thumb, I'm just saying, when you go to do your sauces, or when you're preparing and you got onions, or you got some like hard vegetables, do the hard vegetables first and then do the softer ones. So like the mushrooms will be the last thing I put in because they don't take as long to cook. Oops, I dropped my basil in there. Don't want to do that. Did I say bay leaf or basil? I don't remember, but it's a fresh couple leaves of basil that I'm gonna throw in there. So I'm just gonna saute this a minute, just to get the aroma, get the onions nice and translucent. And as you can see, I'm not using any seasonings. I don't want to take away from the flavor of the sauce itself. This already has salt. It already has sodium in it. Let's see. It got 90 milligrams of sodium in it, so it's already got salt in it. So I don't want to add any other flavoring to it. So I'm not going to do that. I'll just let it. If it needs some, I'll add it later. But I don't like to add a lot of seasonings to stuff that already has a decent salt content in it. I'm just getting ready to throw the mushrooms in, let them saute for a minute, and then I'm going to add the crushed tomatoes. Now, one thing about this dish is it's easy. You can use whatever pasta you want to use. I don't even know the name of this pasta. You'll see it in a minute. It's already done. It's just sitting over in the drain. This smells simply amazing. I wish you could smell it. I really do. I'm telling you, onions and garlic is like the best combination. Let me see if I can show you. See, just the best. Saute it up a little bit, and I'm gonna do something else later on. I'm gonna make like a Philly cheese with some mushrooms one day. Might be this week or something, I'm not sure. And I never seem to get bored cooking vegan because it's always something new, something exciting to do, something different to try. Like I said, I'm trying these meatballs. Now this is something that I'm not going to do on a regular. I don't like to eat a lot of the processed foods. I like to, stay away from that. So anyway, I'm just adding this in here as I splatter it all over me, the stove, and everything. So I'm going to let this simmer. I'm going to add the seasonings to it. Throw the basil in here, the fresh basil. Let it cook down for a minute. It's not going to take long because I pretty much want to just get it heated and get some of the flavors in there so that it'll just kind of mince together. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit, but I don't want this stuff popping all over the place because you know how when you cook spaghetti sauce, it'll pop all over the place. So I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to put a little bit of the crushed red pepper in here. You can add as much as you want. I just want a little kick to it. Add a little oregano, not a lot. And a little parsley. That's me. I know that's crazy. I just like parsley. I just love the way it looks on food. Makes everything. It's already coming to a boil, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit and just let it continue to simmer for a minute. I'm going to go get the pasta because what I'm going to do, like the pan that I cooked the meatballs in, I'm just going to toss it in there. I'm going to put it in the oven, and then we're going to let it cook for maybe 10 minutes, really for the cheese to melt, everything to get warm. Because the pasta, like I said, already been cooked, so it's been sitting for a minute. So I just want to get everything warmed up. tastes so good. Oh my gosh. I love fresh pasta sauce. It's amazing to me. Anyway, sometimes I might add sugar to it. You know, it just depends on what flavor I'm trying to go after, what I want to put in here. But today I just wanted something simple, something hearty, something that wasn't going to take too long to cook. And I'm going to turn it down a little bit more because it's already starting to pop all over the place. But I do want it to simmer for a minute. So I'm going to go get the pasta and I'll be right back. That dish is still kind of hot. I'm just rinsing it off again because it's been sitting, and you know pasta gets stuck together. So I'm just loosening it up, just rinsing it again. Like I said, I'm not really sure. I forgot what this pasta was called. Someone gave me some, so I'm using it. You know my slogan that my girlfriend would say, cook from your inventory. So I always try to cook from my inventory. This is the way the pasta look. It's like it's like a corkscrew with a hook, or I don't know. My other phone is ringing. I can't get to it right now. So I'm just gonna throw the pasta in this dish real quick. Just put it all in here. I didn't know if I was going to be able to use all of it. Sorry about that. My phone's ringing. My other phone is ringing. Oh, I wish you could smell this pasta sauce. It smells so good. And I got the basil in here. It has you know what I'm going to add to it? Just to make it a little richer, I got some almond milk. I'm going to add a little bit of almond milk. Sometimes people add like heavy whipping cream, but by me being vegan, I don't have that. So I'm going to get some almond milk. Be right back. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to give it a little creamy texture. Yeah. I was concerned about using almond milk in some of my dishes, but I found that in using almond milk, the unsweetened, it really doesn't change like the flavor. I thought it was going to change like the flavor, make it taste all like almonds and super sweet and stuff like that, but it doesn't. Actually, I like the almond milk. I'm finding I like almond milk a lot more. I like almond milk and rice milk. Those are like the milks that I use all the time. I'll be right back. But I'll continue to talk. But it just gives it a nice texture, gives it a nice body. So this is pretty much done because it's still going to cook while it's in the oven. So I'm going to put the meatballs in here. I'm just going to toss them in here. No particular way. And that bag of meatballs, it's like 30 come in a bag. So for $3, let me turn the sauce off. For $3 and something cent, I forgot how much it was, but for $3 and something cent, you talking 30 meatballs. Not a bad price. Not bad at all. Be right back. I put my milk back up. And see, my refrigerator's on the other side of the kitchen. There's a whole another side where my pantry is and everything, and all my cooking utensils and pots and stuff. So I'm just gonna spoon some of this over the pasta and over the meatballs, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna let it cook for maybe, like I said, it just needs to be warmed up. The pasta needs to be warmed up. The meatballs too. So just gonna put it in the oven for a minute, let it cook, and we just gonna chat for a minute while it's in the oven.
I find that people ask me, was it hard going vegan, after, years of, eating meat and cheese and giving up eggs and stuff like that. Like I said, in January, I started out as vegetarian, so it wasn't bad. Then I didn't find anything. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, it wasn't hard. I made up my mind, and it's something when you have a made up mind. A person with a made up mind can be really dangerous because there's nothing you gonna say or do that's gonna change what they already have purpose to do. So my mind was already made up about what I was going to do, how I was going to live. So like I said, in January, I decided to become vegetarian. And that was the result of some health things that was going on. And I wanted to have better health. So vegetarian to me was the way to go. But I was still eating cheese and all the good stuff, cheese and eggs and all that. And then I was being led to go vegan. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go vegan. And it's people say different things, it's gonna people say it's expensive. And I'm not gonna lie, being vegan is not cheap, but it depends on how you do it, because you don't have to buy the most expensive stuff out there. You can buy some pasta, some tomato sauce, add some garlic and onion and mushrooms and peppers, whatever you want to it, and be able to have a nice vegan meal. Now, there are those who spend lots of money on their vegetables and buy all the organic. And if I had an opportunity to buy some organic, I probably would, but it'd have to literally be on sale, because I couldn't sit there and just buy it and just spend that kind of money on it. And then it'd be something I'm gonna taste or haven't tasted before, and I find it on sale, then I'll try it. But as far as being vegan, get some I don't use a lot of canned vegetables, but I use a lot of frozen vegetables and fresh vegetables. So this all depends on what you're trying to do and which way you're trying to go. Because some of the vegan food, it looks like artwork. I kid you not, I'd be admiring it. It looks like artwork. But I'm not there yet. I'm not at that point yet. And a lot of people who and some of those people that you see on Instagram and on YouTube, they have sponsors. So unless you got some sponsors that's giving you some product that you can use, like they want you to use their product, you're gonna find a way to be frugal. And I find that I actually spend less being vegan than I did when I was eating meat. So I'm just gonna pop this in the oven real quick. I probably didn't stay in there for let me show you what it looked like. I'm sorry. That's what it looked like. Just some pasta. It looked good though. And the meatballs thrown in there. Some mushroom, onion, and garlic. But that's that. That's my meal in a nutshell. I put the basil back in the pot because I don't need that. Move that over there. Let me get my dish rag, wipe the stove off. Hold on. And I watch, also I look at different YouTube videos on different certain vegan channels, and I watch them to see what they look at, and things they taste test stuff, because you can go out there and a lot of times they'll tell you if it's good or bad, but once again you have to try it for yourself. But some things, a lot of times, they are right on point when they tell you it's good, or they tell you it's bad, or they tell you if it's too expensive. They really on point about that. So but being vegan itself is not just, like I said, it's not just the food that I'm not eating. It's a whole package thing. It's like I'm looking at my impact on the environment. I'm not getting animals slaughtered to feed me and stuff like that. And
Also, it's health reasons. So you have to find your why. Why are you doing it? And it can change in the process of you growing, or process of you um, you defined it. Everything you'll have different defining moments as you growing and as you're on this journey, because like I said, it started out with me with health, and then I started watching other I started watching some documentaries that really kind of like sealed it for me, that really just like, yeah, I'm going vegan. Yes, people ask me, don't you want some chicken sometime? I'm not gonna deny that I do have, like, I just eat chicken. Chicken was like the main meat that I ate, because I didn't eat pork, and I ate beef very seldom. So yeah, sometimes when I smell some chicken, the senses, are still there, and I don't be like, ugh, that's so disgusting. I be like, that smell good. I'm not gonna deny that it smell good, but will I eat it? No. Am I finding that it's difficult sometimes? Not really, not as much as I thought it would be in the beginning, because when I was giving up cheese, now that right there was the, I said that to me was gonna be the hardest thing, but I kind of, no, I did it all at one time. I didn't ease into it. I just cut it off. But I didn't do it till I got some nutritional yeast, which I kind of started tasting before I got rid of my cheese. That's funny. Before I got rid of all my cheese, I started using nutritional yeast, like putting it on my potatoes and sprinkling it on some of my vegetables, just to see if I was going to like it, if it did satisfy that cheese. And it did, and it still does. But I'm not going to kid myself and say, oh, this is cheese. It's not cheese, but it gives me that cheese. It satisfies my cheese desire, I guess, or cheese craving. I don't crave cheese like that, but it satisfies the taste that I have for cheese. So I learned how to use tofu. Tofu is like one of my go-to. Tempeh. I'm starting to do a lot more recipes with tempeh. Matter of fact, one of the recipes I'm gonna do on here is a tempeh hash, and that'll be coming in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna do a tempeh hash. I'm learning how to use mushrooms as as my meat, especially like portobello. I'm gonna use make some. I'm gonna make a steak like hoagie using mushrooms as the meat, of course. I'm learning like to make my own dressings. That's exciting right there. People are now asking me if I would make them some dressing, because I make the bomb ranch dressing. I make ranch dressing, got my Thousand Island dressing. I'll make some vinaigrette, and I'm sorry, I'm sweating. It's really hot in here right now, and it's probably because I got this window closed. I was trying to keep the noise out too from the road, because I live on a busy street. But I'm making my own dressings. I do dressings made with tahini. So I'm trying different things, and I'm really trying to develop my own personal, like my personal taste, and doing it myself. And that's what I tell people: when you're cooking, you got to make it your own. You got to make the recipe your own. Every recipe I look at doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna follow it to the T, because it's some stuff and I be like, I'm not eating that. I don't like that seasoning, or I don't like that vegetable. Like, they might put green peas in there. I'm not ready to do green peas yet. I said I was going to try to do green peas, but if a recipe has green peas in it, I'm going to omit it, because I'm not doing green peas. That's just that. So you have to make the recipe your own, add your own personality, your style, add your own seasoning. Sometimes you might have to change the seasonings just because it's stuff you don't like. So it's okay. It's nothing written in stone. And everybody's vegan journey is different. That's why you got to know your why you're doing it. And even making me more conscious of like clothing and shoes and purses and stuff like that, that I'm not buying leather and wearing the silk and wool and stuff like that. So it's a whole lifestyle. It's not just automatically just about what I'm not eating. So, and I'm loving the journey. I'm discovering more about myself and some of the things that that I do, and actually some of the health benefits is one of them. And my mom can attest to this, my sister too. But my mom can. I used to snore really
bad, just snore, and she said it was bad. It was like they would try to go to sleep before, if I was in the room, they would try to go to sleep before I went to sleep, because it was like they felt like it was impossible for them to go to sleep after me. But since I've been on this journey, my vegan journey, with the weight loss, I'm not snoring. That's a blessing. That right there in itself is a blessing, is one of the outcomes. And I have lost a considerable amount of weight. I'm still losing weight. I exercise more. I feel better. My skin is like clearing up. I really never had real bad skin, but I would have a breakout every now and then. But my skin is smooth. My nails are ridiculously hard. I keep them clipped because I can't stand having long nails when I'm cooking. I just can't. And you see, I don't wear polish or anything on my nails because I just don't want to see chips of polish in my food. I'm just that way. So that's me. I'm not saying everybody, that's what you need to do, but you got to do what makes you happy, what works for you. That's what works for me. But being vegan, I still cook regular food. And sometimes, I don't get to taste it. So I do not taste it. I will have other people taste it. I have cooked stuff and had to wait till the next day to have somebody, can you taste this and tell me what it tastes like? Does it taste okay? And thank goodness it comes out good. But I'm getting ready to make a buffalo chicken dip, and this consists of cheese and all this other stuff. So I haven't made this like since last year, so this will be the first time I'm making it again. And it's going to be different because before I would taste it and see if it's okay. Now I'm not even going to be able to taste it. So hopefully the guests that are receiving it will enjoy it still. I mean, it's still going to make it the same way, but it's just me not being able to taste it. Let me check on this and see how it's doing. Then I'm going to put the cheese on it. And that way, when I put the cheese on it, we can look and see how this cheese melts. I'm just gonna get a fork and see if the pasta is heated up enough. And then, like I said, I'm gonna put the cheese on it just to make sure. That tastes so good. Just getting there. I'm gonna let it heat up a little bit more. Probably stuck the fork the other way because I don't want to stick it back in there once I tasted it. I'm only heating up. I only got it on 375, so it may take a few more minutes for it to heat up, but it smells really good. Then I'm gonna sprinkle the cheese on there. All these, wonderful. I love it. Everything. I had a hot dog from Aldi's. Let me show you. Hold on. Oh my gosh, this was so good. Okay, I bought the hot dog, and it's meatless jumbo hot dogs. What I do, I always put stickers on my food, like when I open it, so I'll know what when the date is getting to, like the expiration date. But I always check everything. But it says like when you open this to use it within 3 to 5 days or something like that. So I went for the longest length because I keep them refrigerated. So anyway, this was so good. What I did, it says boil the water first and then put the hot dog. Once you boil the water, put the hot dog in there and let the hot dog sit in there for like 2 minutes or something. Then of course I poured the water off and I add a little bit of oil, olive oil to the bottom of the pan. I kind of pan fried the hot dog. I put some mustard and some dill relish on there. I didn't feel like cutting up onions, and that's unusual because I usually, I love onions and I'll cut up the onion in a minute. But I just didn't feel like it that day. I put some dill relish and some mustard on that hot dog. That hot dog was so good. So, Aldi's, once again, thank you for homegrown. And it was only $2.89. To me, that was a pretty decent price because I've been seeing
some of this stuff is really expensive. There's some expensive stuff out there. So you just have to pick and choose what you want. And this is not something that every time I go to the grocery store, I'm buying hot dogs. I don't need them all the time. I just had a taste for some hot dogs. So I got them by this. I put on here the 20th, but I'm gonna cook them this weekend on the grill. And then that's gonna be like for a couple of days or, you know, for lunch or something. But yeah, excellent. Home earth grown vegan hot dogs. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now I'm getting ready to pull this out and I'm gonna put the cheese on there. And then we're gonna just let the cheese melt real quick. And then we're gonna give this a taste. It's starting to bubble. So we're gonna put the cheese on there. I'm not gonna put a whole lot because this cheese melts like so wonderful. But I'm gonna sprinkle some on there. It smells so amazing. I'm concentrating with this cheese, I'm telling you, because it just melts beautifully. I was so surprised. You know, Daya, I like Daya cheese. It melts, it has a good melt to it. I like it. This one, I just like, it just, that pizza was the bomb. So I put that on there. We're just gonna let the cheese melt. I'm gonna put the stuff up that needs to be refrigerated and go in the freezer. It's too warm, so I'm letting the stuff sit out. So I'll be right back. All right. Hey, if there's any recipes that you all have or any suggestions that you may have, please put them in the comments. Let me know. I'm willing to try different things. I'm sorry, I'm putting my seasonings up. I have to put my stuff back up in order. My daughter laughs at me because when they used to live with me, I used to be able to, they used to irk me because my seasonings wouldn't be back like in the cabinet the way I have them, so that when I went in my cabinet, I knew exactly where all my seasonings was. I knew exactly where everything was. So when I reached in there, I got what I needed. I didn't end up getting something that I didn't need. So they would like, why are you so upset? Because you don't put it back the way I put it in there. And that would irk me to no end. So now I'm by myself. My seasonings are the way I want them right now. I will change them around in a minute. I just went through reorganizing. What? That's not even a word, Leisha. Reorganizing the kitchen and the seasonings. This is what I use to make my own personal different seasonings and stuff. And then I have my other seasonings. Hey, if you ever want some sulfur, you don't do eggs, try black salt. I'm telling you, it's wonderful. I put it in my tofu when I do a tofu scramble, and I put it in like my chickpea tuna. Excellent, excellent, excellent. There's other seasonings down here. I don't use them as much since I started making my own, but anyway, I still use them. I'm not gonna get rid of them. So let me check and see how this is doing. It's melting. And it's bubbling. I'm gonna get in about 5 more minutes. Let me get my bowl that I'm gonna taste it in. And then we're getting ready to eat. Because another thing I've been doing is trying to eat before 7 o'clock. And everyone's saying it's so early. But really it's not. 7 o'clock is not early. It seems early now because it's still light, like 3 hours later. So your mind be like, oh, it's still, you can still eat something. But my goal is to stop eating by 7. And so far I've been doing pretty good with that. So after 7 o'clock, I just drink like water, maybe a juice or something, just if in case I'm, have a desire for something. But I am drinking lots and lots of water. So yeah, so I'm working on some different things, working on myself and trying to get into better health because I want to live a long life and I want to live a long, healthy life. I want to be healthy and I want to be living a long life, and then I got to, be on medications for the rest of my life. And that's another thing with me changing my diet. I'm working to get off these medications. You know, doctors will tell me, no, you're going to have to stay on this for the rest of your life. No, I'm not, because I'm not going to have those same issues that I had before because of the way I was eating and my lifestyle before. So it's a whole lifestyle change. It's not just, you know, I'm not eating this, I'm not eating that, and to this and that. No, it's a lifestyle change because I have a goal that I'm trying to obtain. So, like I said, when you know your why and why you are doing things and why you want to do, whether it's becoming vegan or anything in your life, when you know your why and you have a made up mind, nothing will sway you. And I'm going to tell you something, especially when you being led to do it. I truly believe God was leading me to do some certain things, because when I became vegetarian, I went to the doctor, I walked out the office, and I said I'm vegetarian, and I haven't looked back since. That was in January, and I went straight to the store and just got vegetables. All the meat that I had in the freezer, didn't touch it. I gave some to my daughter, and I didn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. I just wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna eat about this meat first, and then I stopped. And when you have a made up mind and you are being led and you truly feel like you're being led by God, there's no greater power, because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. So I can do anything. Nothing is impossible with God. And I truly believe that what I'm doing, my life and everything would not be possible if God wasn't in my life and if Jesus was not my Lord and Savior. So, you know, I wasn't trying to go there, but I'm just saying, anything in this life, when you have God on your side, believe me, nothing is impossible. You can do it. I'm not going to say it's going to be smooth sailing. I'm not going to say it's going to be the easiest thing you ever do. It might be the hardest thing that you ever do. But believe me, with God on your side, you can do it. You can do it. He will give you the strength. He will give you the people that'll be there to support you, to encourage you when you're just having a time. He will encourage you when you just have those times where you feel like, I can't go on, I'm tired, I can't do this no more. Believe me, when you stop and just say, Lord, it's you. Tell me what it is you want me to do, and just be still and start listening to what he's saying. I'm telling you, nothing's impossible. This right here is not impossible. But I'm telling you, with a made up mind and God on your side, and he's leading you to do it, believe me, you can do it. Nothing is impossible. Okay, let's check this now. I was supposed to go get my plate, my little dish that I was going to eat. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's bubbling now. I'm going to have to get the other glove so you can see. I told you this cheese melt like, oh my gosh. I was so happy. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm telling you. Look at that. Look at that. Look at them bubbles. Look at that cheese. Look at that. That's just beautiful. That's just beautiful. I don't even want to eat it. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get my other phone. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm sorry. That's beautiful. I got to take a picture of it and post it. Wait a minute. I got to take a picture of this. This is simply beautiful. I'm so excited. It's a simple dish. Don't take long. I've been talking to you most of the time while I was in the oven, but it's not a long dish. If you make some pasta, you can use whatever pasta you want. I'm not big on telling you what to use and how to use it or anything like that. But this looks simply amazing. Okay, just had to take a picture of it, y'all. So listen, let me get a spoon. I got a spoon, but let me get my little bowl so we can taste this. Because I know it's going to be super, super hot. My fork is over there. Oh. I'm going to use this spoon. I'm going to get a meatball, get some of that cheese. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did I got the nerve to be, what? Did I just drop that? I'm not going to pick it up with my hand because it's too hot. But I'm not wasting no food.
Leisha don't believe in wasting food. I'm gonna tell you something. My daughter will tell you in a minute. I don't waste food. We gonna eat leftovers. They may not like it, but guess what? That was life. You ate leftovers. I don't know how people don't like leftovers, because you know what? I'm just gonna wipe this up real quick, this sauce. When you eat leftovers, a lot of times it tastes better the second day because everything has gotten all mixed up in it. This is super, super hot. There go my phone again. I'm gonna have to answer it in a minute. I have to make a call. But let me taste this real quick. It is super hot. Sorry about that, y'all. But I'm gonna call her back. That's my daughter calling. But I want to finish this up. This is the meatball. Ooh, that is so good. I'm trying to get meatball noodle. See, that's the meatball noodle. It's really hot, but it's really, really good. Okay, y'all. This is my pasta meatball with some vegan mozzarella cheese on it. It's really, really good. Listen, if you do this video, if you do this recipe, put it down in the comments. Let me know how you like it. I want to thank you so much for your consistent support and encouragement. Is appreciated more than you can ever know. I just want you to have a blessed rest of your day, and more importantly, be a blessing to someone. Bye for now.